What's going on, Salty Crew, and welcome back to another video. This week I am showing you how to make 3 different Thanksgiving side dishes vegan. Now these are classics, so I didn't really change them up too much to make them really healthy. So yeah, there's oil in them, there's gluten in them, and you shouldn't eat them every day. But for Thanksgiving, give yourself a pass. Treat yourself and don't worry about high carb, low carb, oil free, just live your life. All 3 of these recipes are insanely easy to make and really quick to make as well, and they taste pretty much identical to their animal product counterparts. And I guarantee you, no one will know the difference. So without any further ado, let's get into the recipes. We're gonna start by making our stuffing. So for this, I used a whole loaf of fresh sourdough. I got it from the bakery at my local grocery store. Ideally, you want bread that is stale for stuffing, but since this was rather fresh, I ended up just cutting it into cubes and toasting it in the oven. So you're gonna cut it into slices and then dice it up into little squares, and you should have 10 to 12 cups of bread in total. Once your bread cubes are ready to go, you can spread them out on 2 separate baking sheets and bake them in the oven at 350 for about 15 minutes until they are mostly dried out. And while that's in the oven, you can go ahead and saute 1 small to medium onion on the stove, along with 1 cup of diced mushrooms, 1.5 cups of celery, and then you can add in a couple tablespoons of vegan butter. Continue to saute until everything is translucent, and then you can add 1 tablespoon of fresh sage and fresh rosemary. Then add 2 cloves of minced garlic. Season with salt and freshly cracked pepper. Then you can add in a 1/2 cup of dry white wine and cook that down until most of the alcohol has evaporated. And then add in 1.5 cups of vegetable stock. If you want to, you can even add in a vegetable bouillon cube if you want it to be even more flavorful. Then you can pour the hot liquid over your dried out bread. You're gonna have to alternate between scooping in some liquid, stirring, scooping in more liquid, and stirring again, because you don't want all the liquid to just pour to the bottom of the pan, because that will be more difficult for you to mix it. Next up, we're making our cranberry sauce, which is the easiest recipe out of the 3 by far. So for this, you're gonna need a 12-ounce bag of fresh cranberries. Pour that into a small saucepan. Add in a 1/2 cup of orange juice, a small handful of ginger, and a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Then you're just gonna simmer everything for 15 to 20 minutes until it's nice and thick and has this consistency. And last but not least, we're gonna make our green bean casserole. For this, you're gonna saute 2 cups of mushrooms until browned, and then add in a medium onion. And I also like to add in some vegetable stock to keep things moving in the pan, since I'm not using oil to saute anything. Then you can also add in 2 cloves of minced garlic, fresh sage and rosemary. Then you can add in a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Stir and cook for 1 minute. Then add in 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, and then add 1.5 cups of unsweetened almond milk. Then you can keep stirring and the liquid will start to thicken. And once it's nice and thick, you can add in your green beans. Then once you stir the green beans in a little bit, you can cover your pan and let the green beans steam for about 10 minutes until they are tender. And I accidentally overcooked mine, so that's why they're this gross green color. They should be bright green, but tender. But at least it looks like a pretty traditional green bean casserole, am I right? And of course, the best part of green bean casserole, the fried onions. I pile them bitches high. Honestly, I'm happy with a Thanksgiving dinner completely comprised of sides. I don't need a turkey, I don't need a tofurkey, I don't need a main dish. I just need all the sides and some gravy, baby. If you want my gravy recipe, I will leave the link down below in the description box, or you can click the right-hand corner. It's the gravy that I use for my poutine recipe. Thank you guys so much for watching this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and comment down below telling me which one is your favorite. What is your all-time favorite Thanksgiving side dish? Mine would have to be stuffing because bread is just life. And make sure to subscribe down below by clicking the little red subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new video. Take care of yourself this week, eat good food, and I will see you in the next one.